Radio, and you listen to the African Diary Show with Cassie. Massive.
Take me for granted, baby. You don't love me no more. Fananisha na watu unanichokesha, unaniumiza. She drops it down and you like it when she comes around. Just tryna Instagram, hey, you're wearing unataka, and she puts it up and I hit the tip and you walk around with her naked pics. I'm not the kind of girl I do it, you should know that. I cannot be. The one you want. I cannot be. I cannot. Yeah. This out of mine is not enough for you when you just want love you. Kama viatu, but I still don't love you. So tell me what I should do right now. Should I drop it down like the when she comes around? Tryna Instagram, you're wearing unataka, and she pulls it down, keep it in, walk around, naked things. I'm not the kind of girl I think that you should know that. I cannot be the one you want. I cannot be suicide. I cannot be the one you want.
Greetings and salutations, Matthew and Ross, all the way in Switzerland. And you're tuning into the Black Fire Radio, and you're listening to the African Diary Show with Katy. Massive.
Hello, good people. Happy Monday to everyone. Karibuni sana to another episode of the African Diary Show. My name is Katie, in case you're joining us for the first time, and this is the Black Hot Fire Network Media of the 21st century. Karibuni sana once again. I hope you had a wonderful and amazing weekend, but you can as well get to let me know how your weekend was. You can get to interact with me. Remember, we are live and interactive on our media handles, and we are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere at Black Hot Fire Network. We are also live on our radio station, so in case you're looking forward to tune in, karibu sana, and I hope we're going to enjoy this amazing show with excuse me, together. But I see Ansan Kenon was already in the building before I got here. He's saying, "What's up, Katie? I tell Joby if I didn't have a headache earlier, I would be in the chat, in her chat too." Okay. I hope she understands that. But anyway, karibu sana Ansan Kenon, and to the rest of the silent listeners, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Remember, you can get to let me know how your weekend was. It is 33 minutes past 2 p.m. right here in Nairobi. I do remember to let me know what is the time on your end. How is the weather? We are at 20 degrees Celsius. It is mostly cloudy. Yes, and it is not warm today, but the weather is roughly good. Yes, we can say it is very good today. The weather is chilly and calm. But anyway, get to interact with me. Do let me know how you are doing today. Happy Monday again. I know Mondays are the days people are never ready for work. These are the days people are never even ready. Or I heard so many people saying that they want Monday to be deleted out of the calendar, but it is very impossible. Anyway, karibuni sana. I hope you're good. I hope you're feeling great. I hope you're feeling blessed. I hope you're healthy. I hope your stomachs are not disturbing you like mine. I think I was trying everything during the weekend. I think I was the one overeating and eating everything during the weekend. But anyway, yes, I'm good. I hope you're good too. We started off our show with an amazing jam done by Fee. It is I Cannot or Siwezani, and I hope you did get to jam and to eat. We shall get back to one more jam, and then I'll be back with our quote of the day. So in case you're there, you have a quote of the day you'd love to share with us, feel kind and generous enough to share the quote of the day on the chat room. To those who are listening to me via the radio, please remember you can always get to interact with me on the show page. That is where you get to pin your chat, your comment, your sentiments, and it is on the messages users of the community chat room. But before we go to the music, it is today we are going to talk about something that we have talked about for quite some long time. Last week I was telling Africans it is not right for us running away from our problems. It is not right for us running away from our African countries. And I'm going to talk about this in depth because I've seen so many Africans being affected by being away from their continent, being away from their country. So we shall be talking about that. Good afternoon to you too, Kid. Karibu sana. Yes, we shall be talking about that. And yes, it is so many people that are being affected by running away from their countries. And remember, most of these Africans, they don't run from their countries because they want. It is maybe the situation in their countries is forcing them. Right now in Kenya, we have the cost of living going high every day, and people are feeling like they are perplexed, that they are in the edge, or they are getting to the end of it. So the option they have is to run away from their country. And I keep on asking myself, if we all run from our countries, who will come and rescue our country? Who will come and lower this cost of living, because we are running away from our countries because of the cost of living? We have to stay in our countries and fix our own countries. But anyway, I'm going to talk about Africans migrating and the dangers of Africans migrating from their countries. Also, something that upset me during the weekend. This is not something good to talk about, but yes, this is something we have talked about so many times. We have seen our women being abused because they are in other continents. We have seen African people facing racism because they are away from Africa. We have seen a lot of things happening to Black people in case they are outside Africa. And today, there's a meeting that is set to be held in Italy by the conference of the international community, that is even the EU, the European Union, and the international community. They are going to talk about the matters of migration. Remember, last week we were talking about how Tunisia has been paid to keep our Africans away from Europe. So we shall relate all this, and also we shall relate to Africans, how they are suffering away from Africa. So get to interact with me. Please make sure you smash the like button as you join me, and also get to enjoy our show for today. We're going back to the music. I hope you do get to jam onto this jam. This is Evia. And remember to come back with your quote of the day. In case you have a quote of the day you'd love to share with us, feel generous enough, feel kind enough to share your quote of the day. This is Evia. The jam is Anita Kupenda. Yes, be back after a while.
Baby, you should know that I'm your one. Na ikifika mwisho tena would rather rain. So hata wakihepa kweli, they should know that you're mine. That you're mine, that you're mine. And I ain't never letting you go. Oh baby, you should know that you're my life. Na ikifika mwisho tena I'll be by your side. So hata
Greetings
wakihepa
and salutations, Matthew and Robinson, all the way in Switzerland. And you're tuning into the Black Fire Radio, and you're listening to the African Diary Show with Kathy.
And I don't wanna say, but I would've died if you left me inside. So let it be the same. Let it be me and you in this game. You baby, wait.
You got me up in my mind. My quote of the day says, I remember that you can handle whatever this week throws at you. Happy Monday to everyone. Yes, remember you can handle everything that this week throws to you. Kupenda wewe in every single way. Yes, but welcome back. I don't want to waste much, or rather less of the time we have right here. So karibuni sana to all those who are just joining us. Please make sure as you join, you're smashing the like button. And as I say, today we're going to talk about the matter of migration of African people to other continents. Yes, to other continents. Last week we talked about how Tunisians have been paid to make sure that they bar Africans from getting to Europe. And we saw now this is by killing African people. And by that also, after that, we also saw now UK has established a floating prison for Africans who are going to be migrating from Africa through the Mediterranean Sea. And that is not enough. They have set a delegation of which they shall be discussing how to handle the matters of people, or rather Africans who are migrating through the Mediterranean Sea. It is just crazy how these Europeans shows us we don't want you here. But as Africans, we keep on pushing ourselves to them. We keep on forcing ourselves to them. It is very sad that on Saturday I saw some heartbreaking videos. I want to share these videos with you because I don't want to bear the heartbreak by myself. It is very sad. Yes, I saw some heartbreaking videos of a woman in Saudi Arabia who has been abused by their bosses, or rather by their employer, and she is in bad condition. A very bad condition. Today, early in the morning, I saw Ghanaians in Germany jumping out of a moving bus because they were being taken to deportation to the airport for deportation without anything, without any of their documents. Imagine these Ghanaians, they were, imagine jumping from a moving bus on a highway because they are being forced to deportation without any of their belongings, not even a single paper, not even a single document. Remember, when you travel, you carry your national ID, you carry your maybe birth certificates, you carry a lot of things, but these people are being deported without even their passports. It is crazy and insane how these people don't want us. Also on Saturday, I came across a video of a certain woman in Turkey talking about how Africans are being mistreated by the Europeans, by the whites, because they are black in a white country. Yet, we as Africans, we keep on forcing ourselves into these white people. We keep on forcing ourselves into these Arabic people. What is wrong with Africans? Can't you see these people already hate you and just learn to embrace that and embrace your country with its problem and now learn how to change that? The question is, until when will we keep on running? Okay, we will run. Until when? After we run, who is going to mend our country? After you killed in Saudi Arabia, after you killed in Lebanon, after you killed in anywhere you are, who is now left to mend your country? Because you left, you thought you're going for greener pastures, but now you have died in that country. Who is going to mend your country? It is very sad, very heartbreaking to see such videos, very even like humiliating to watch your fellow African people going through shit just because they ran out of their countries, just because they thought that they were going to find greener pastures in Arabic countries, in European countries, in these white nations. I know this is a topic we have covered, but I needed to talk about this. Last week, we talked about Tunisians being paid to bar African from entering Europe. That was not even enough. They brought up a floating prison to keep you in. Okay? That is not enough. Right now, they have put up and they have made a delegation and a conference that is going to talk about migration across the Mediterranean Sea. Who migrates across the Mediterranean Sea? Africans. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Because now, if anybody gets killed in those nations, I get to blame you. Whenever you're dead, yes, I'll blame your dead body because you went there. We told you these people don't love you, but you still went there. Why were you going there at first? Okay, you went for greener pastures. Now you're dead. What greener pastures have you gotten? Death? Is death a greener pasture? You thought you were going there so that you can help your family. Who told you that you cannot help your family in your country? Man, I'd rather suffer to death in my own country than in a foreign nation. Imagine when now we have Africans dying in Arabic nations. These people, I heard somebody saying that she has not been paid for 2 years. Their boss has kept, once they get there, their passports are taken, their travel documents are taken from them. Their bosses keep their travel documents. So this woman was talking about how she has not been paid for 2 years. And she told now the boss she wants to go back home because she don't understand why she's not being paid. And the boss now refuses to even pay her ticket to get back home. The boss tells her that the passport was lost. She lost her passport. What is wrong with Africans? Okay, I understand the cost of living and the situations in our countries. I understand Africa is becoming too toxic for all of us. But would you rather go die like an animal, like a dog somewhere, than in your country you die peaceful? Man, I'd rather starve to death in my own country. Imagine you going there to die like a dog, being humiliated every day of your life. Let me just share this video. This video is heartbreaking. I hope you get to watch it. Oh my God. I can share a video, a TikTok video. I hope this video. It is very heartbreaking. Imagine, this is a woman who was mistreated by her boss to a point that she even can't open her eyes. Imagine when she asked for her travel documents, the boss says her travel documents are lost. Imagine, it is just crazy, very sad. Karibu sana Zoza Radio. I see you're saying it is very sad. I see Red Jewel. Okay, I understand. This is Sister Jewel. You're saying, Katie, the deliberate sinking of migrant boats by some European sea rescue ships are using guns with a silencer attached to the shooting into the inflatable boats with the migrants has been going on since 2010. I understand that there was this boat that last month that sank with 200 Africans. Nobody talks about that. It was last month. Nobody talks about that, but we are busy talking about the 5 billionaires who sank in a submarine. What is this? Africans, can we just stick to our problems in Africa and try to mend Africa? Can we just try and make Africa better? Because I believe we can make Africa better. Can we just try to create employment in our own country so that people don't see the need of migrating? This is saddening. Watch this video and tell me how you feel about this woman. Imagine. It is heartbreaking. Where now did this video go? Okay. Okay, here is the video. I hope you can see my screen. Look at this woman. She's trying even to cry to the embassy that took her to Saudi Arabia. Look at her. Look at her eyes. Look at her face. The ear is not even being seen because she has been abused. And this is her boss that has done all this. This woman says that she has been even trying to reach the embassy that took her to Saudi Arabia. They don't receive her calls. She has tried to look for help. Nobody is getting her until this video went viral. Imagine, to a point that she looks like this. She's saying that now if you don't rescue her, she's going to be killed. Yes, and for sure she's going to be killed. Look at her. Look at how she has been beaten. She's talking about how she thought she went there to look for a job, but she went there for mistreatment. Okay, what happened? I don't understand what is happening. I guess it is okay. Let me try and reshare again. It is too much. It is too much, and you know the fact that now your government even doesn't care about you and your well-being. It won't affect them anyway, in any way. And remember, the European countries always care about their people whenever they are in African countries. It is a very sad video. It is a very, very sad thing to be talking about. And also, this is something that is very sad. Imagine that is a mom. She left. Okay, I'm sorry about that. She left her country to go for greener pastures. But look at her now. She's almost dying in Arabic country. In an Arabic country. She has been beaten up by her boss. Imagine. It is heartbreaking. You don't know how many bodies are received in the airport, and they never tell you what happened to these people. By the way, guys, did I tell you, did I even ever give you a certain story of 4 girls that were hanged to death in Saudi Arabia? It was last month. So what happened? In Saudi Arabia, I've had stories. It is not something that I've witnessed because I've never been there. What happens in these Arabic countries, like this woman, if she had a chance to run away now from the boss's house, they run. They call themselves Kemboy. If you run, if you are able to run for your life, there's somewhere you can go and start a life without a boss, but not a good life. It's like you're living in the streets. You remember there was a video I shared how these people sleep. It's like a dormitory, and you have to pay for that bed, for the accommodation. So they run for their life. They go and start living there, and you remember you have now to pay for the rent, for the bed, and for everything. So what happened? These women, they ran. The only job they could do is prostitution. These were Kenyan women. So they started doing prostitution in Saudi Arabia after they ran from their bosses' houses because they were being mistreated. They ventured into prostitution. One Arabic man went there. Okay, like they had their time with the man, and the man failed to pay them. Do you know what these Kenyan ladies did? They cut his penis. They cut his penis off. Yes, and they were given a death sentence. They were hanged last month. I don't know if it's this month or last month, but they were hanged to death while people are watching. Imagine, they were hanged. 4 of them, they were hanged. This is what happens. We have so many Kenyans. We receive bodies at the airport every time. But the immigration industry right here in the 254 is not even concerned. Is not even concerned about how people die in these Arabic countries. They just receive the bodies. And remember, for your body to be transported back home, your family has now to pay the flight ticket, of which is very expensive than an alive body. Man, this is very sad. Can we normalize not running away from Africa? Can we normalize living in Africa? It's better to die where you are known than in some inhumane world. Imagine these people. Hey, this woman. Let me show you a video of Ghanaians that I saw today in the morning. This was recorded not less than 10 hours ago. Ghanaians. Imagine they were jumping, not even trying, jumping from a moving bus just because they are being taken to deportation. They are being deported without anything. Anything. Let me show you. Let me share my screen real quick. Look at this. Look at this. It is something that is very sad, but again, you are in a country where you're not wanted. So you have to bear all this. It pains me to see Africans going through all this while they could just have stayed in their countries. You know, in Africa, you wouldn't be going through all this trouble. If you just stayed in your homes, you wouldn't be going through all these problems. Now imagine that woman was beaten. She's almost dying because of how she has been beaten. In Africa, she was running away from the cost of living. Nobody beating her up. Nobody beating her up. But look at now, her face is destroyed. She's maybe having internal bleedings. She's going through a lot. It is just sad. But anyway, let me go through the comments as I continue with our show for today. I see Ansanken on you saying, man, I ate badly for the first time in an year and I woke up with a splitting headache. My body and mind say that they'll show me about breaking protocol. Oh my God, I'm sorry about that. I also think I overate and I ate during the weekend. My stomach, man, it's messing me up. But I see Ansan Kenonyo saying they'll risk their lives to stay with the white daddy and mommy. Some crazy things. That is nonsense. But I see Kivyo saying, but Katie, they don't have legal documents and they want their black ass back in Ghana. They might not be having legal documents, kid, but you think now transporting them back to Ghana without their stuff is the right thing? At least let them carry their belongings and tell them go and never come back. But Imagine these people now, they have to risk their lives again because they don't want to go to Ghana. They have left their stuff and maybe their IDs, maybe they were just taken and be put in a bus or put in a bus and they were told you're going back to your country. They don't have anything. You know, it is sad. But I see Kid, you're saying because African grows up believing Europeans are Europeans like you when they don't. Of course, Europeans don't like us. But I see, yes, I read that about Jewel saying that happens since 2010. But I see Zoza Radio unasema it is very sad. Yes, it is very, very, very sad. But I see Kid, you're saying this is going to be Joby's sister. Oh my God, I hope not. But I see Ansan Kanan, you're saying zoom in the pig, Katie. Okay, I'm sorry. I hope you did get to view it. Right. And Kid, you're saying these African depots don't give a shit, Katie, because African men are cowards. They don't even give a shit. The funniest thing we saw, it was last year, we had the migration cabinet secretary Alfred Mutua talking about how he is going to Saudi Arabia, and he actually went to Saudi Arabia after an incident of African people being mistreated in Saudi Arabia. He went there, he said that we have talked to those people, they are going to treat you right. Do you think these people even care about what you tell them? Man, I'm done with Africans. Can't you just learn how to love yourselves and love your country and try to make it a better place for all yourselves and your children? Because if we keep on running, who will make our countries better? Who will make them better? Nobody. But I see, Jewel, you're saying, my beloved African nation, there's a deliberate plot going on by powers at B for swiping Europe contaminated mineral, poor infertile land for the mineral-rich African continent. It is happening. I understand that, Jewel. Yes, it is happening. And Akid, you're saying they don't know they are poor because the Europeans have been stealing everything out of Africa. They are taught any of this, Katie. True. They are not taught of any of this. And this is why we have docile Africans running away from their countries every day, thinking they are going for greener pastures. But I see Kid, you're saying, Katie, they never taught her who her enemies were growing up in Africa. Man, it is very sad. This video hits me hard. Imagine you're just waking up to this nonsense. While you know you could have stayed in your country and be peaceful and healthy. Ugali flour might be expensive, but it's not worth all this nonsense we're seeing. You're saying, no, Katie, I don't think it's right, but that is what they are going to do. Of course, that is what they are going to do. But I see, Jewel, you're saying they've already started doing so with the dastardly plot, beginning with the Rwanda under the cunning pretenses. Very true. They have started doing it. Is it not enough for Africans to see that now Tunisia has been paid to kill them, not to enter Europe? Is it not enough for you to see the British has built a floating prison for you? Is it not enough for you to see our sisters and brothers being humiliated in these Arabic countries, and you still want to run there? What is wrong with Africans? Or, it is just crazy. I had some African woman still in Saudi Arabia arguing like a coward. She argued like a coward. Imagine, we are talking about this woman who is humiliated, beaten up by her boss, to a state that she can't even open her eyes, to a state that we can't even see if she has ears. But this woman cowardly said that we don't know what this woman had done to the boss, to a point that she was beaten like this. How are you arguing like that? You're in the same country, and you think that this Arabic boss of yours can't wake up one day and beat you up like that? Man, I'm done with Africa. We are not united in our countries. We even take our hatred outside the continent. Instead of being united even outside the continent, well, you know you're the only Africans there who can help each other. You just like, you don't know what this woman had done to the boss. Do you think that your boss deserves to beat you even if you said you will not do the work? No, nobody has a right to beat you up, no matter what you have done. Nobody. But that coward woman said that, yes, I don't know what the woman had done to the boss. So what? If I said I won't work, I won't. You have no right to lift your hand on me. And she is in Saudi Arabia. She thinks that her boss is the best. That boss cannot wake up one day and beat her up like an animal. Africans, we are enemies of our own. Instead of going there, being united, we bring even the hatred to other nations. When is this going to stop? When are we going to be united? This is a foreign country where you're not in your country, but instead of being united, you still continue with the hatred, with the nonsense. This is so much Africans. It is so much. We're talking about uniting Africans in Africa, but now we have a lot of work to do. Even those who are abroad, they also have to be taught how to be united. Imagine, while I'm expecting my fellow African lady that is in a foreign nation like me to help me, she comes against me. What is this? What is wrong with Africans? It was last week, I saw another Kenyan lady that was murdered by her fellow Kenyan lady. Imagine, last week in Saudi Arabia, still Kenyan lady being murdered by her fellow Kenyan lady. Now, this murderer is going to be killed. She has been charged for life in death penalty. Remember, the Arabic nations don't have life imprisonment. She has been put on death penalty. She's going to be hanged this week. Imagine, she is going to be hanged this week. In Africa, we don't have such laws where maybe a Chinese man comes and kills a fellow Chinese man in our country. The Chinese man will be deported back to be charged with murder in their country. But in Arabic countries, they hang you to death. They hang you while people are watching. And I told you we had 4 women who were hanged to death just because they cut a man's penis. Man, this is very sad. Can we just unite as Africans? Now we have a lot of work to do. We have to talk to Africans who live abroad, who live in foreign nations, to stay united. We still have work to do to unite Africans who are in Africa. I think sometimes you feel like you want to give up on people because how long are we going to talk about this? Until when? Isn't it enough for you to see what is happening to other people for you to learn? This is saddening. It is sick. Waking up every day, seeing people dying because of silly things. You could have just stayed in your country and die in peace whenever your time is right. But now, you're being killed. You are being killed. But I see Kidio saying, where is the African Union, Katie? The African Union is no good African Union. It's not here to unite you. African Union is not here to unite you, because I don't even understand how African Union is still sleeping while we have people dying every day in these Arabic nations. Why do we even have Africans going to these Arabic nations? Why can't we create employment in our countries? Why is the government not concerned about these people? Why is the immigration embassy still open for people to go to Arabic nations while we have dozens of bodies every day on the airports being corrected on the airports? But I see as Julius saying, do research and you'll see that all immigrants are they say for the Caucasus mountain range. Very true, Sister Jewel. And it is just crazy how they call them asylum seekers, but to you, in their countries, you are a refugee. You are a migrant. But I see Kidio saying, exactly 100%, Katie. Is it enough? Until when is this going to happen? But I see Ansan Kenan is saying, Joby, close that creaky door. Damn. Kidio saying, because she's scared, Katie, she's not going to tell them the truth. No, it is just crazy. This is enough. It is enough. I'd rather these embassies to be shut and we have people not traveling at all, because this is enough. Imagine people are dying every day, and they are not dying because they were sick. They are not dying because they were suffering from a certain disease. These people are dying because they were killed. People are dying because they were hanged to death. Kidio saying, Katie, she can't say anything against Saudi Arabia or they kill her. Please understand. I know this, but kid, there are also women in Saudi Arabia who are talking about it and they are saying, yes, this is right. In Saudi Arabia, you have I'm sorry about that. My internet is really misbehaving, but I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Yes, I'm back. I was talking about Africans migrating from their country to go and get mistreated. And I was saying enough is enough. Why can't we just stand up and create employment? Why can't we just decide? No matter what is happening in Africa, we are not going to run away from our problems. We're going to embrace them and work for a better Kenya, work for a better Africa, work for a better Ghana, work for a better Nigeria, because this is all we are lacking. It is all we are lacking. And this is why we have Africans migrating from their countries. But let's talk about Italy hosting the conference to address migration across the Mediterranean. And you know who migrates from the Mediterranean? It is Africans. We have people, mostly people from the West Africa. We have people from Nigeria. We have people from Cameroon, the Western African people. They are the ones migrating through the Mediterranean Sea. So Italy is hosting a conference to talk about this, and this conference is actually being held today. And Italy's Premier Giorgia Meloni convened the summit to make her country a leader in resolving issues impacting Mediterranean nations, such as energy, as Europe looks to Africa and the Middle East to permanently replace Russian supply and illegal migration. African representatives attending the event included the Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. We have Tunisia's President Kais Saied, Nigerian Prime Minister Muhammadu, and we have Egypt Prime Minister Mustafa Modboulle. Human rights groups see the meeting, which includes nations from both Northern and Sub-Saharan Africa, as well as the Middle East, as creating a future roadmap, and worry it will amount to anti-migrant policies that put on Africa to keep Africans out of Europe. Don't you think that this is insane? That we have now Africans attending this? Don't you think it is insane? We have Africans who are in this summit, yet they know their people are being killed. Yet they know this summit is to make sure that no Africa gets to Europe, and if they dare get to Europe, they will be killed. Don't you think this is so ironical that we have black people showing their black faces into this meeting? What is wrong with Africans? What is wrong with Africans again? Yes, we're talking about Africans migrating, but right now we are talking about African puppets going to this summit. This is insane. So they are in support of Africans being killed if they dare get their asses to Europe. They are in support of this. This means that they are in support of the floating prison for Africans. This means that they are in support of the European Union paying Tunisia to kill African migrants. What is wrong with Africans? Anyway, these are puppets, but what is wrong with Africans again and again and again? Man, this is just insane and crazy. Every time we are talking about bad things happening to our African people. But imagine it will be the opposite. If we were not too hospitable for these people, it will be the opposite. It will be the opposite. Why can't we just wake up now one day? Because they don't want us in Europe. They don't want us in their countries. Why can't we just wake up one day and say we don't want them either in our countries? Because enough is enough. Now they are killing us for going to Europe, but now when they are in Africa, they expect us to accommodate them and be hospitable to them. What is wrong with Africans? can't you realize the hatred in these people and just wake up and say enough is enough? Why can't we make Africa better with only Africans? Man, this is just crazy. Seeing Africans being killed every day. It is just crazy to even know that they are African puppets in a summit where they are going to talk about killing African migrants. Because this is what it is. It is what it is. This is what it is. Now they are going to discuss on how to kill these Africans. If you dare get your black ass to Europe, your life is over. It is over. Yet we have those African puppets in that summit very ready to discuss how you will be killed. What is wrong with Africans? Yet we became enemies of our own, such that we even don't care about others' lives. It is just crazy. We have been westernized so much because these people wouldn't be doing the same to their people. They wouldn't be doing the same to their people. But for you Africans, you just puppets and sellouts. You're so willing to attend summits that are talking about killing your people. And you sit very comfortably while they discuss how to kill your own people. Man, we need to wake up. We need to wipe off these westernized Negroes. They need to be wiped off. They need to be wiped out because I don't believe a person who is humane is going to sit there, discuss how their people are going to be killed, and they are calling themselves leaders. Who's leader? Leader of meetings that they are discussing how to kill your people. You also need to be wiped out. You also need to be killed like the others are being killed because you are a murderer. It is just insane with African people. It is insane. I feel so sad every time. We have people, these are African puppets. They are in a summit. This summit is going to discuss how to get rid of African migrants. Yet we have African people in that summit. What are you doing there as a black man? What are you doing there? What is wrong with Africans though? Anyway, I don't want to rant too much. These people need to be hanged. Hanged. You see, like how Saudi Arabians are doing to our people, they need to be hanged while everybody is watching. They need to be hanged. Because you can't tell me you're going to discuss the death of your own people. This is insane. It's like me now. I'm here. I'm going to a meeting to discuss how my own brothers and sisters will be killed if they dare enter somewhere. Man, this is crazy. Crazy. But I see a Jewel saying the power at Attabi was holding meetings in the late 90s about the future of Africa's meeting held with any Africa's leaders present, which they conspired against them and how to recolonize Africa. Yes, people like Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. Jewel, you're also saying, Katie, it's of no coincidence that there is a sudden surge of mass migration of millions of Africa's poor are leaving for Europe. Question: who's paying for their trafficking of the distressed migrants? We have agents, and who is funding these agencies? It is these Europeans or the governments. Yes, because I understand for these agencies to be doing all they do, they have to get papers from the government. So who is funding these agencies? It is either the Europeans or the government. They need to come out and tell us the truth. The only solution we're left with is to shut all these embassies. Because we don't need our people being killed every day. Because we have told our people not to go to these countries. How many times do we keep on saying this? How many times do we keep on telling black people that the Europeans don't love you? The only solution is to shut now the embassies. Because how many times are we going to say this? These people, we've been keeping on saying this. We've been yelling here. White people don't love you. You keep on forcing yourselves to them, but you know they don't love you. What is wrong with you? The only solution we're left with is to shut the migration centers and borders, and also make sure that now there's nobody leaving the country, because that is the continent. That is the only solution we're left with. Yes, we are only left with the solution of locking our own people in our country, because we cannot be witnessing people dying every day like goats, being slaughtered, being hanged. Don't you think this is enough? It is too much. But I see Akidio saying exactly 100%. This is insane. Yes, it is insane that we have a delegate of African puppets who are going in that summit, discussing how to get rid of African migrants. Very sad. But I see Kidio saying because they were made to come, Katie. Yes, they were made to come, but no, I don't think that they were carried. They were lifted like this. They were put in a plane. I don't think so. But Katie, you're saying because you're now educated to truth, Katie, now we have to teach as many as we can, and that's the job you're doing. Man, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Imagine we are taking our hatred to even these counties. What is continents? What is wrong with the Africans though? Kivio saying killed and locked up. No, you first have to make sure that they suffer. They suffer for the lives they have costed you to lose. They suffer. They need to be put in that electric seat. They die slowly, suffering. But I see Kivio saying, but the white people living in Africa, they aren't living and aren't called refugees. Imagine that. Yes, they are not called refugees. They are very welcomed in Africa. Africans are very hospitable, but when it comes to them, they are very hostile. Very hostile. It is insane. It is sad. And the only solution we're left with is to lock up our borders. Yes, they don't enter our countries. We don't enter theirs. That is the only solution we're left with. They don't come to Africa. We don't go out of Africa. I see Anson Kenon, you're saying, Joby, you're using too much oil. Anson Kenon, you're always nosy. You'll even tell us now what is cooking. You are very nosy. But anyway, family, we're coming to the end of our show for today. Enough of ranting for today, but I hope Africans will get to wake up and see what is happening and see these people don't love us and keep their blackness in Africa, because this is where they belong. Make sure that now, whatever you're doing, you're making Africa better. Wherever you are, make sure whatever you're doing, you're making Africa better, because that is the only solution we're left with. It is the only solution, because I feel like people running out of Africa because they know they are feeling like Africa is becoming too toxic for them. Life is becoming expensive for them. But what can we do is to make sure that every day you're making a step of making Africa better. That is the only solution we're left with. Yes, that is the only solution we're left with. I don't know how to do this real quick, but yes, we need to make sure that Africa is the best place for everybody. And no, Ansankyonwan, you're nosy, not observant. Observant, you have to see something. You're not observant, you're very nosy. you stick into everything that is happening, and your ears are very sharp. But anyway, family, asanteni sana for joining us. Before you leave, make sure you smash the like button, and to everybody who interacted, asante sana. Sister Jewel, asante sana for joining us. It's been a minute since you joined us, but asante sana and karibu sana once again. To all those who are with me on the radio station, have yourself a nice day and also get to enjoy the rest parts of your day. To all those who are with me on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Rumble. Kwaherini, much love, and enjoy the rest parts of your day. Don't forget to join us on the next episode of the Rhythm Scoop Show.
The Black House Fire Radio, and you're listening to the African Diary Show with Patty. Massive, stay tuned.
Baby, you should know that you make me blind. In every single way, you're my ride or die. Now defeat can wish you but don't take one away, baby. For better and for worse, baby, you should know that you make me shine. In many little ways, you make me smile. Now defeat